The entire concept of a harem, or a separate space where only females live, never really existed during the Timurid times. And you don't have to take my word for it. A Castilian by the name of Gonzalez de Cavillo actually visited Timur's court in the year 1404, and he documented what he saw, and he was quite shocked by what he saw because this was not common in Europe even at that time. He described women and even Timur's wives living in unwalled gardens near Samarkand. These weren't like secluded cells where these women would live. These were lavish pavilions with silk and tapestries hanging from them. They were indistinguishable from the pavilions of men. More importantly, these women were not just decorative, they actually heavily participated in political life. They hosted their own guests and mixed-gender feasts where alcohol flowed freely, and there were veils so thin that you could easily see and make out the features of their face through them. And they were key players within the dynasty for organizing some of their most major events, far from the image that we get of a Muslim woman living under a Muslim ruler, right? A lot of that image is actually modern day construction. It wasn't really the concept even at that time, But as the Mughal Empire actually took root in India, things started to change. That Castilian we talked about, Cavallo, who feasted with Timur's wives and drank with them, well, such a thing became kind of unimaginable even during the time of Babur, because there's an account where a woman actually requests Babur to join his drinking party, and Babur is just like, what? A woman wants to join our drinking party? So you can tell that by this time, traditions had changed and this wasn't really normal. Babur actually accepts the request because he's like, I'm just curious as to how this is going to turn out. So he accepts the request. And then he regrets it. This woman was called Hulhul Anika, and Babur recounts that this experience was quite horrible because the woman actually drank a lot and got aggressive, and Babur had to actually pretend to be drunk to get rid of her. So the era of, casual mixed gender drinking was actually kind of over. Now, even though things were changing, it wasn't like the Mughal harems had become prisons. It was far from this. And we know of this because even in the Mughal courts, women wielded a lot of power.